choice of music. Thank you very much, thank you. Hey, thanks for coming down. Why have you come here? There's 2 corries on tonight. There's 2 corries on. You taping, eh? Hey, you're looking good. You're looking good. You're looking good. You're looking hot. You're looking good. You're looking hot. You're looking good. Welcome. I was here about 1990. I was doing a warm-up for Granada TV. They had a comedy show that they were filming in the theatre upstairs. And I was comparing it. It was 1990 at 30 years, and I'm back. How well must I have gone down that night? Hey, right. Well, said you're looking good. You're looking that good, I want to take a photo of you. So, is it possible to have the lights up? No? Oh, actually. Well, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to have to do 2. Yeah, that's handy. So, also, after the interval, I can check which of you have sneaked off. Because it's in 2 parts, this. I believe some people have travelled away, some friends of mine down there, you've come from York. Anything to get out of Yorkshire. Paul over there, you've come from Carlisle, haven't you? Dave, you've come from Tottington. My cousin, is my cousin here from Portsmouth? Phil and Lynn, are you there? Hey, fantastic, thanks so much for travelling all this way for this shite. Anyway, anyone else travelled a bit? Who? What? Brandlesome. Well, why wouldn't you? Yeah, thanks for coming to a poetry gig. Not a lot of people do, because poetry gets bad press, because it's shit usually, isn't it? Tonight's no exception. Yeah, I think you find that you get people doing long, boring monologues that don't rhyme. Anyway, get comfy, make yourselves comfortable, settle back. This next 5 hours is going to fly by. We do all sorts of different stuff. Do some comedy stuff, some tear-jerking stuff, some serious stuff, environmental stuff, political stuff, all that. If you're laughing, that'll be a comedy one. But yeah, if you're crying, that'll be a heart-wrenching, serious one. If there's no response whatsoever, that'll be one of someone else's. And if you've heard it before, that's because I've been doing them a lot recently, all over the place. I've been a bit of a poetic whore. Poetry whore, that'd be good, that wouldn't it? Stephen P.Taylor, poetry whore, you should say that. The P, by the way, is for pretentious, or prick. It's actually there because there's another poet called Stephen Taylor. If tonight bombs, I'm going to drop the P. He can take the flak. Okay, let's. As I said earlier, a lot of the problem with poetry is the length of them. So this first poem is all about that. It's all about. It's called "Where Most Poets Go Wrong," and I've memorised this one. Where most poets go wrong, it's making the poems too long. Right, this next one. This is, oh look at this. It was my birthday last week and I got a present. The world's worst poetry. Thanks Alan, if you're here. He bought me this, and so obviously straight away I looked to see if I was in it. I'm not in this particular edition. I'll tell you it, Wordsworth. Yeah, Wordsworth's in there. His rhymes weren't all that great. There were some right cheesy rhymes. I was in the Lake District last summer, and I went to Wordsworth's house to see if there was anything I could nick. And I just got inspired. And so I wrote this thing which Wordsworth inspired me with. I wandered lonely as a plagiarist, Is that one? They're getting shorter. We started off with 2 lines, we're down to 1 line now. Okay. This one, this is the first proper one. It's all about what life would be like if it could be just a bit better. If the odd things that, yeah. If life, this is called Life Will Be Better. I really need my glasses for this, but I've got 2 sets of glasses. I've just had 2 new sets of glasses made. One for when I'm driving, because I struggle with movement and light and all that, so I need some sort of bit of a shade on them. Not sunglasses, but a bit of shade. And the other one's reading glasses. And I picked them both up yesterday, and they put shade on my reading glasses. and the writing ones, these are all right. So I'll get it the wrong way around, but I might be able to manage it. My dad always warned me I'd need glasses eventually, the way I was behaving. Okay, life would be better. If cherries didn't have stones, if fish didn't have bones, if our lives had action replays, if there'd never been 70s DJs, if Sinatra was here to croon, if the Spice Girls could hold a tune, if MPs weren't so sinister, if Joy Essex could be Prime Minister, if the wedding vows became delisted, if Gary Glitter had never existed, if they pensioned off Take That, if Justin Bieber wasn't such a twat, if people didn't have bad dreams, if Milk Tray didn't have coffee creams, if my holidays could be longer, if the whole world did a conga, if my dreams came to fruition, if I became a famous musician and could play the great Hammond organ, if I could repeatedly punch Piers Morgan, life would be better. If I could get fit without being active, if Kate Moss found me attractive, you may find Kate Moss is a recurring thing in the evening. If we still had Oscar Wilde and Noel Coward, Tommy Cooper and Frankie Howard, Morecambe and Wise and our Spike, talent that we really like, instead of Jeffrey Archer and Jim Davidson, Noel Edmonds and David Dickinson, David Blaine and Uri Geller, Jeremy Kyle and that Clarkson fella. If boxing still had Big Frank, Muhammad Ali and Chris Eubank. If age didn't come with pain, if I could be 16 again, if I thought twice before getting wed, if I could have been better in bed, if Joanna Lumley got all flirty, came on to me talking dirty, if Meghan hadn't nicked our Harry and buggered off after they'd married. Of course, I suppose I'd bugger off if my uncle was a paedophile. I'm glad I got a little ripple there because there's a bit more anti-royalist stuff coming up. If our summer could have been sunnier, if this poem could have been funnier, if young people would read more books and stop being obsessed with their looks and realise that health is not just looking good on selfies. This is my daughter, by the way. If they were quicker on the roads with grits, if the council weren't so full of shit, if the government would decide to pay our pensions before we died, if trains would arrive on time and didn't blame leaves on the line, if we could all retain our youth, if Boris Johnson could tell the truth. Imagine if he were Pinocchio, his nose would stretch to Tokyo. Now Wordsworth could never have come out with a rhyme like that. If money was spent stopping flooding and fires, if governments were just made up of liars, if BBC fat cats got the sack and gave pensioners their TV licence back, if Trump would cease his tweets and look at crime on his streets, if we could find a solution to the seas and oceans pollution, if life stopped being too taxing, if more time was spent relaxing, if it was safe to walk in the park, on the streets, on your own, after dark, if people didn't need to carry knives, if more value was put on lives, if people had more willingness to cope and understand mental illness, if communities were educated to mix and not be segregated, if birds were allowed to fly freely, if the blind could one day see clearly, if everyone gives what they can, if man can be humane to man, if starvation was all in the past, if peace and love could last, if all gods were rolled into one, so hatred and violence were gone, life would be better, wouldn't it? Thank you. Have I got a whoop then? Oh, thank you for the whoop. Right, as I said before, you're beautiful people. And the world is pretty much a beautiful place if you're looking positive. Okay, there's Wigan, but... and this is all about this. This is called I See Beauty. I see beauty in the mountains, the snow-topped peaks. I see beauty in my lifetime, the years, the months, the weeks. I see beauty in the arts, in poetry, paint and singing. I see beauty in creativity and all that it is bringing. I see beauty in nature, in wildlife running free. I see beauty in the sun setting on the sea. I see beauty in the seasons, the colours and the lights. I see beauty in a baby that brings such true delights. I see beauty in a rainbow, in skies of clear blue. I see beauty in almost everything. I'm struggling with you. It's all right. Don't wear your hands out. I went shopping the other day. Not when I say I went shopping, I went dragged, kicking and screaming to a place that I find a nightmare. I don't know what you feel about it. IKEA. Are you okay with IKEA? If you want a bloody long walk, it's all right. I want to get from there to there. Which street you go like that? Anyway, this is called Don't Send Me to IKEA. Don't send me to IKEA, it's the one place that I fear. It's a labyrinth of horror ending up in night but sorrow. Don't send me to IKEA, I've really no idea. I've only ever found I can't find my way around. Don't send me to IKEA, it doesn't bring me cheer. I only went for a CD tower, ended up in there for hours. Don't send me to IKEA, I cannot persevere. I always have a fright there, it's a self-assembling nightmare. I really find it shite there. Don't send me to IKEA, I'd rather go to North Korea. They're more stable than a flat-pack coffee table. Don't send me to IKEA, my mother made it clear. The message should be heeded, don't buy things that aren't needed. Don't send me to IKEA, that food's really queer. They've got some bloody nerve with those meatballs that they serve. Don't send me to IKEA, I'm being quite sincere. There must be better things to do on the M62. Don't send me to IKEA, it's not a good idea. I won't have a good time, I'll do nothing but whine. Don't send me to IKEA, I'd rather have a beer. The experience is a bore. I follow arrows on the floor that take me around the store, but not to an exit door. Don't take me anymore. Don't take me to IKEA, they don't have full packs of gear. There's always massive queues to buy products lacking screws. The staff don't even know their arse from their elbow. You're waiting there for hours for a bunch of plastic flowers. When you look at your bill, you'll understand nil. It's the shop from hell I fear. Don't, please take me to IKEA. I never know how you're feeling. There's never a sign that's revealing. You don't panic when in a hurry. You never show any signs of worry. And when you're sad and feeling down, you never even show a frown. Expressions are never, ever erratic. Your face remains totally static. They say that your look is enigmatic. But I know you're a Botox fanatic. Okay, let's go back in time now, a bit of nostalgia now. This is one of the first poems I wrote that got me sort of writing again. I wrote from being a kid, but with the social media boom, and I put the odd one on social media and people said they liked it, so I thought, well, that's all right then. And this was one of the first ones I did. And it's about where I grew up, a place called Mitchell Street, up in Elton, up Totty Road. So I think I might need the glasses, so this is small print. And I'm old. Okay, Mitchell Street, this one, Steve. Running up Mitchell Street cobbles after school, my grandad and me. A race to get home to a roaring fire and grandad making our tea. Mum and dad got home much later, they both worked at factories nearby. And when they got in, we'd all sit together and tuck into grandad's meat pie. There were 20 houses on our street, all facing a big factory wall. And we'd play every night after dark on our bikes or kicking a ball. There wasn't much on the streets back then, so it was safe to play out there alone. There were only 2 houses had cars at that time and only 1 house with a phone. My school was just at the end of our block, and that suited me just fine. Every morning I didn't set off till the clock said 1 minute to 9. There were plenty to do after school. I'd go out with my mate and his dogs. We'd go locking around in the nearby ponds for newts, tadpoles and frogs. In summer we'd be out on the fields for hours on end playing cricket. with a bat and a ball that I got off my dad, and an oil drum we used as a wicket. As time went on, things changed, and we changed somewhat too. No cricket or football after school now. We'd better things to do. There was fashion and music and youth clubs, buying records and playing them loud, going out in our flares and our Ben Sherman shirts, trying to stand out from the crowd. Wednesday and Fridays at Elton Youth Club, smoking and having a dance, chatting to any girl that would listen, trying to find some romance. And the lad who looked the oldest was getting some booze from the pub, the Woolpack. We'd sit around in a gang with the girls in the dark at the back of the club. I went back to that Mitchell Street house. Everything had changed. There were 2 cars outside every door. Factory was all rearranged. Everyone now had telephones and dishes on the walls. It wasn't safe to ride a bike and no one played out at all. The park was locked up, so no one could play, no balls being kicked around. And round the corner, to break my heart, the youth club had been knocked down. Black and white images transform into colour as new buildings replace all the old, and memories play lots of tricks with the mind, and those endless hot summers seem cold. Hang on to your childhood memories, as things tend to change too fast. And always remember the fun that you had, because they'll take away your past. There were times that were fondly remembered, and still bring a tear to the eye. If I close my eyes, think really hard, I can still spell Grandad's meat pie. Thank you. Dedicate that poem to my granddad, who's no longer with us. He died peacefully in his sleep at a James Blunt concert. Do you know back in those days, the first 4 films I went to see, my mum took me to the first 4 films. See if you can see what's going on here. Mary Poppins, Sound of Music, Oliver, Paint Your Wagon. All musicals. She must have been so disappointed when I turned out heterosexual. When I told her I was doing this, she said, don't, showbiz. Showbiz. She said, don't do it. So all the booze and... I said, no. So all the drugs and parties and orgies. She said, no. I said, why shouldn't I do it? She says, because you're shit. Okay, I've mentioned my daughter more often than I should have done. Georgia, she's at university in Stafford, doing filmmaking. If you've seen my Facebook pages, I put some of her films on the page. They're very good. And one that really grabbed me was a film she made about the condition vitiligo, which I would imagine 1 or 2 of you in here will have. It's very common. In case you don't know it, can you put the thing up, please, Terry? In case you don't know it, it's the condition on your skin where you have pale blotches. And there's a very famous model, Winnie Harlow. Stunning woman. She has this. It's a condition, it's not an ailment. And my daughter made a film about this, making that point exactly. And it inspired me to write this thing. And it's called The Skin That I'm In. I don't want to be different. I try to blend in. I try to fit in to the skin that I'm in. I try to be dutiful. I want to be beautiful. I don't understand the hand I was dealt, how I felt. Others don't know how I go, how I cope. And hope and grope for understanding. I'm not demanding, just asking. Not basking in my self-pity. In this ditty. Why me? Why not you? What can I do? Please don't stare, or make me swear. I can only wear clothes that cover, till I discover that it's fine, that I shine, and I'm proud and allowed to be the real me. Beauty is in the eye of the guy that doesn't judge, or try to fudge when I speak. Don't hold a grudge, I'm not weak. I've accepted who I am, why I am. I'll let you see, I live for me, and of course you, but I don't force you to embrace it. Just face it, see through your eyes and realise I'm a person My difference is what is me. Your difference is plain to see. If judgment is gone, so let's move on. We're all original. We're all beautiful, desirable, inspirable in our own way. We have our day. We have our say. We have a need. We need to feed. We have a thirst. Love yourself first. Love who you are. Love what you are. Love why you are. Because you are. Inside and out. Without a doubt. Beautiful. Love the skin that you're in. Thank you. Steve Condon, ladies and gents. We love a bit of flute, don't we? Not that time. This is a love poem. I've done a lot of love poems. I don't know why. Anyway, this is a love poem. You are the worm in my apple, you're the mould on my fruit, you're the slug in my truffle box, you're the stone in my boot, you're the wasp at my picnic, you're the fly in my butter, you're the floater in the swimming pool, you're the condom in the gutter, you're the uninvited cold caller, you're the migraine in my head, you're the screaming baby on a plane, you're the wet patch on the bed, you're the empty bog roll holder, you're the spider in my bath, you're the caterpillar on my salad, you're my audience that don't laugh. You're the Lego under my bare foot, you're the dog turd on the grass. You're the nail in my car tyre, you're a pain in the bloody ass. Here's another love poem. This is a love poem to someone who doesn't realise that I'm in love with them. I am, it's that person. Beautiful Naga Manchetti. And this is to you, darling. Oh, Naga Manchetti, I get hot and sweaty whenever you're on TV. I love your views, you can read my news. Come, run away with me. Oh, Naga Manchetti, you're my Amaretti, my goddess of love from afar. Looking so pretty in Media City while I'm getting pissed in a bar. Oh, Naga Manchetti, like my favourite spaghetti. I could eat you all day. I see you and me on your TV city causing a midday melee. Oh, Naga Manchetti, please don't think me petty watching you on the BBC. Not just because it's you, there's something else too. Piers morons on the other side. Oh, Naga Manchetti, like Marie Antoinette. How many words do you think could rhyme? Oh, Naga Manchetti, like Marie Antoinette or Josephine. You'd be my spouse. I'll be your Napoleon on the kitchen linoleum and every other room in the house. Oh, Naga Manchetti, drown in my confetti. You've set my heart aflame. My feelings are stronger, but I can't write any longer because I've run out of rhymes for your name. I do that poem at any given opportunity. If I'm in the, if I'm doing a radio interview or something like that, will you do a poem? Yeah, I'll do this. Just on the off chance she'll hear it. And that can go one of two ways. Either she'll run off into the sunset with me, or restraining order. I've not been lucky in love, got to be honest. I went 12 years without having sex. Then on my 13th birthday, my ex used to think I was nosy, so she put in a diary. I lie here with you and hold you tight, and we make love all through the night. But I can't help feeling that it's not right for the other passengers on this long-haul flight. You're getting a fancy, you're really nice audience. Thank you so much. It's not always good like this. I did a gig at a folk club the other day, and as I was arriving, I was walking across the car park. They were scrubbing the letters off the welcome mat. It's a very old one, isn't it? Okay, and I played at the Two Tubs, where we're all going after, by the way. Well, if you want to. And there was an audience of two 2 people in the audience, that was it. And I got a poem out of it anyway, called The Show Must Go On. I had double that amount. I played last night to a crowd of 2, not really sure what I should do. It's better than playing to a crowd of 1, but as we know, the show must go on. So I trundled through my structured set. I thought with luck I'll get them yet, and persevered with my reciting, hoping to be quite delighting. I started feeling pretty good, was going the way I hoped it would. As I belted out a line sublime, they went to the toilet at the same time. I stood there staring at the wall, talking to nobody at all. Not really sure of the protocol here, so I nipped to the bar for another beer. And when they returned, we closed the show, all was done, time to go. But not before I had some luck, because both the audience bought my book. To sell to everyone in the crowd, I really did feel rather proud. 100% is quite a sell. Not even Ed Sheeran could do that well. Merch stand, over there. Ed Sheeran, what will he do when his looks go? I'd say who's worse, Lewis Capaldi. You seen it? Looks like he's been bobbing for apples in a chip pan. Okay, this is one about being aware of your friends and family and neighbours, and being aware that mental illness is something an awful lot of people have to some degree, and it's just understanding it is what it's all about, really. And this is about that. It's called awareness. I don't doubt when a light goes out and they say, snap out of it, get a grip, they quip. They mean well, but can't tell this hell, this feeling that isn't revealing, but inwardly testing. Not manifesting, nothing's clear round here. Be sincere, force a smile for a while. Don't complain, just retain within yourself your state of health. Don't let it out or talk about, because we won't. I've never spoken or broken my solitude through hurt accrued. This heartache we partake alone at home. And the very fact that the act of keeping it in, of holding within, is where it begins. It isn't only being lonely, being bored, feeling ignored, where a full room is like a vacuum with no purpose in life, where uselessness is rife. Isolation, stagnation, deflation are what you find, and how unkind to the mind is seeing reality fleeing, and the sense of being a lost face, a lost race, a cost faced from a dark place, a stark place, a hopeless case, to taste the waste. Not just that, but a flat emptiness, a hole, not a hole in the soul. A void you can't avoid. A failing where flailing is violence, where a shout is silent. You don't think how far you can sink, where fears fall on deaf ears, and peers think cheers with beers will solve all, dissolve all problems. And it may today, for now, but how can I borrow the courage for tomorrow, or just hope that I'll cope? Will I cope? Thank you. Not every poem has to be long to get the message over. A couple of lines will do it. While you travel through life and you find that you're stressing, don't go to Wigan, it's fucking depressing. I'll do another love poem. It was recently Valentine's. Thanks for the cards. That's the time of year where I like to cook and I make Greek food. I call it St. Valentine's Day moussaka. I knew I shouldn't have done that one. This is called A Solitary Rose. A solitary rose lies across the bed in the very place you laid your head. Your perfume lingers in the room to cut through any lonesome gloom. Last night now seems so far away. I'm dreaming of another day. So now you've gone into the night and left me here. 60 quid light. Um, so, I was involved some time ago over summer, so I went out in the rain in winter, with all this thing about, I don't want to get too political, but it was about building on green belts, which does annoy me a little bit when there are other options, but you know. And I got involved with with my sister-in-law Janet, who was involved in it. Hope you're here, Janet. And wrote this thing for them, for the people who were protesting, and it's called Green Belts. As the dawn is breaking and nature's quaking, there's a quiet on the meadow today. For the trees and the grass, the silence will pass, the wildlife all driven away. With the bulldozers sent, they all seem hell-bent on destroying this green belt of ours. It's hardly surprising that brickwork is rising, where once it was fields, plants and flowers. Yet brown sites are fine, in a state of decline, ignored as the option of sense. Devastation of green is what is now seen, yet the cost to the earth is immense. As they cut up the fields with the corporate deals and concrete seeds are planted, and there's no escape from this landscape rape as planning permission is granted. I was on that march. So fill up the land with cement and sand, no thought for the outcome whatever, as habitats are lost regardless of cost, and more fields are gone forever. And the Greenbelt's fate is a housing estate. Pollution's multiplied. The roads are blocked where we once walked, and they say it's justified. So look at all this. Blow it a kiss. Say goodbye to these fields of green, to the bushes and trees that dance in the breeze, to tarmac. This garden's obscene. So speak up today, and you have your say. Stand up for your rights. Stop the construction, wanton destruction. Together, we could win this fight. Thank you. Yeah, plenty of lefties in, good. Well, I mentioned before that some of you have travelled quite a distance. A lot of you are from Bury, are they? You know, this round here? Yeah. Yeah, good. I live at up Holcombe Ramsbottom Way, and the greenery is fantastic, and I love to go out to other villages around, and I love that sort of thing. And this is just a little ditty about doing that. It's Hawkshaw. I've done it about Hawkshaw. I went to visit Hawkshaw once to meet the local clan. They gave me a warm welcome, built a wicker man. Linda, who was on first, brilliant, wasn't she? She did the voice. It's the X Factor that bothers me. I don't like the X Factor. I feel the pain down to the bone, switched off the TV, leave me alone, the X Factor makes me want to groan, I've got irritable bowel syndrome. Okay, now this one is about school. I went to Derby School in Bury, and there was, hey, good. And there was someone there, and it was probably at your school as well, there was someone there who was good at everything. Good at everything, good looking, good at everything. And this is called Perfect Pete. He wasn't called Pete, it was called Carl. No, he wasn't, because I think Carl's here, my school friend. Are you here, Carl? That's Carl, top right.
Hey, I am.
Are you down there?
Yeah.
Good. Hiya, Carl. Glad you're getting better. You've been through a rough time this last year or so. Great to see you again. So you'll probably guess who this is about. We've called it Perfect Pete. Oh, Perfect Pete, with your perfect smile and your perfect teeth and your perfect bile, with your perfect shoes and your perfect clothes, your perfect eyes and your perfect nose, the perfect pupil in the school, always stuck to every rule, top scorer in the football team. Your cricket was a perfect dream, with your perfect ways and your perfect style when you run your perfect 4-minute mile. Oh, Perfect Pete, with your perfect face and your perfect look as you struck the street. And you shout your mouth off that you're the best with your perfect muscles and your skin-tight vest. Oh, Perfect Pete, with your gym physique, your perfect body and perfect chic. You praise yourself every given chance with your perfect style of arrogance. With your perfect eye for the latest fashion, your perfect kissing and perfect passion. With your perfect walk and your perfect hair. And the girls all look at you, but I don't care. Because in your perfect pants is a rolled up socks to enhance your perfect 3-inch cock. So perfect, Pete. Impressed with that, you simply perfect maggot dick twat. It'd be funny that if it wasn't about me. Someone just say yeah. Here's another love poem, which is, to avoid confusion, I called it Love Poem Number 1, Part 2. It's my love life, that. You're as easy to predict as the lottery, you're as clear as a Beckett play, you're as shallow as a snake's foot spa, you're as warm as an Arctic day, you're as calming as a prison riot, you're as cuddly as a rabid dog, you're as safe as a field of landmines, you're as subtle as a marshland bog, you're as chatty as Marcel Marceau, you can bore and bore all day, you're not the easiest to get to know, you've got all of interest to say, you're as straight as the Tower of Pisa, as delicate as a roaring Harley, you're as smooth as a bike on cobbles, you're as welcoming as Checkpoint Charlie. You're unwelcome everywhere you go, you're as tempting as a cold Greg's pasty. Your mood swings like a pendulum, you've a predominance for turning nasty. Your dead-eyed stare like the shark before the kill. You avoid me all you can like you used to do the bill. You're nothing but a user, nothing but a teaser. Your heart couldn't be colder if you kept it in the freezer. You're the epicentre of my misery, you're a dart in the heart of my pain. You're the legendary bad penny, please, please don't turn up again. Cheers. Thank you. We're getting close to going from here. Not long. If there's one thing I hate when I go to a show, if that's what you can call this, it's audience participation. Hands up who agrees. Okay, this is. I took an ex-partner to a show. It was a hypnotist on. 12 quid to get in. I put to sleep right at the beginning, and she didn't wake up for the whole of the show. Best 12 quid I've ever spent. Audience participation. When you go out to a show and sit in anticipation, the worst thing you can encounter is audience participation. They want to join in to ease their situation. No, I don't think so. No audience participation. The sound that you don't want to hear, dreaded on every occasion. I need a couple of volunteers. Audience participation. So let's just get our parts straight. By the British cabaret laws, you do the entertaining, I'll do the applause. Don't get me in a rage, I'm not going on the stage, I'm not just trying to be hard, but I'm not going to pick a card. I don't want to think of a number by picking a number. I'm a reasonable chap. Don't tell me when to clap. It's your bloody song. I'm not singing along. It's your job. It's your art. I'm paid to watch, not to take part. I don't want to seem to moan, but it's your right. Do it alone. If you want some input from me, why don't you split the fee? Oh, I get so much frustration being asked for audience participation. And you'll be happy to know this is the last one in the first set, and I need your help with this one. So what I'll do at the end of every verse, you just shout out the last word that I've said. I'll go da 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 da, and you'll go da da da. But don't go da da da. Do the word. All right. Okay. Went for a walk late last night. Got myself in a moonlight fright. Couldn't quite believe the sight. Surely all this can't be right. Dog in? Dog in. Exhibitionist delight. Having sex by dimmed flashlight. Everything is quite forthright. Sweaty bodies packed in tight. Dog in? Dog in. An abundance of skin. There's fat and there's thin. It's time to begin on the car park of sin. Dog in? Dog in. You're a bit too enthusiastic. You just park up your car, it may seem quite bizarre, be Mini or Jaguar, your own mobile boudoir. Dog in? Dog in. They're all at it there in acts of despair, they don't seem to care, bums and legs in the air. Dog in? Dog in. The windows are steaming, performing full beaming, there's moaning and streaming and internet streaming. Dog in? It's a sport for spectators, for sexual creators. It's for all deviators. You can watch fornicators dogging. So if you want to star and you feel up to par in full view in your car, a true dogger you are. Dogging. Car park clogging. Windscreen fogging. No leapfrogging. Limelight hogging. There's not much snogging. Certainly beats jogging. Dogging. We all love. Right. 100 people shouting out, we all love dogging, and now you've got to go in the bar where they're listening to you. What are they going to think? All right, see you in 20 minutes. Okay? Thanks very much. Okay, dear?
Yes, dear.
Right, this is about my favourite holiday resort in the world. Getting a lot of shadow here, sorry. Okay, my favourite holiday place. There's a place in Mallorca, known the whole world over. A quaint little fishing port, just down from Palma Nova. Some people think it's common, some people think it's rough, but we all think it's fabulous, because we love Magaluf. It's done in the style of a list. English breakfast, fish and chips, sangria and skinny dips. Airport books to read by day, Da Vinci Code and shades of grey. Jaeger bombs lined up queuing, down the side streets drinkers spewing. Multi-storey concrete blocks, Jesus boots and pulled up socks. On the corner, substance buying, eyes are gone, high and flying. Itsy bitsy, teeny weeny, hideous green, Borat's mankini. Holiday girls looking curvy, holiday reps staring pervy, sunbed sardine toe to toe, packed in tight, nowhere to go. Parasol, deck chair, all for letting, accommodating, bodies sweating, uppers and downers, out on the towners, cycle drunk nutters, face down in gutters, 2-for-1 bars, flamenco guitars. Get a rose in your mouth. Nothing else though. Stag nights, bar fights, curry bites, screaming shites, cheap hotels, curious smells, overnight chums, new teenage mums, dancing lambada, pina colada, topless lasses, bottomless glasses, bum bags, lads mags, groping hands, one night stands, inappropriate flirts, football shirts, pushy bouncers, noisy scousers, littered streets, dirty sheets, plastic glasses, wobbling asses, crap tribute singers, middle-aged swingers. Steroid muscles, side street hustles, unflushable loose, backstreet tattoos, beer bellies, satellite tellies, braided hair, amber hair, red lamps, tramp stamps, saggy white skin, watered down gin, leopard skin thong, that's so wrong. Old has-beens, vivid scenes, sunburnt backs, builders' cracks, drinking trips on pirate ships, 1830, dirty, Union flags, usual slags, night strippers, day trippers. I can't get enough of all this stuff. Take me back to Magaluf! Stick around. I don't know if you're aware that Bury was awarded some money and awarded the first ever Town of Culture by the that's Bury. And that 2 tubs, that's what we're going after. Highlight of the night. I wrote this thing for Bury Town of Culture, and the people from the council, those nice people from the council, asked me if I'd perform it at the opening ceremony for the Town of Culture, which is so big you were probably all there. We didn't even know it was Town of Culture. Yeah, okay, so this is Bury Town of Culture, and Rick's going to accompany me in some way. Okay, Bury Town of Culture. Bury Town of Culture, a town of strength and pride, a wealth of skills and talent all busting from inside. A town in no one's shadow, an entity of our own. From sweat and honest graft, this community has grown. With industrial pioneers bringing industry to this town, and a workforce with true Bury spirit, and never take out lying down. where art is the start and the finish, and all that lies in between. And this town tells the story of glory that is clearly here to be seen. A town with a history of greatness in politics, sport and the arts. Our very own homegrown heroes that we all take deep to our hearts. Competitors running their races, seeing traces of fun on their faces, encompassing all of what graces the love that they have of these places. We welcome one and all to a multicultural community, working together tightly as one with love and respect and unity. We stood out there at the forefront of this cultural formation, led the way by example, embracing the integration. And then, when we do what we do, we know that we do it the best. We do it with passion and spirit. We do it with fervour and zest. And our lives are enriched by the day, by absorption of all that's around, taking in every new offering, every taste, every sight, every sound. Bury, town of culture, recognition of a place quite sublime, a town with a true great legacy, acknowledged at last, about time. Thanks once again, Rick Lucas. So a couple of things about Manchester. I wrote a lot of stuff at the time of the arena bombing, which was a horrendous thing, as we all know. And I wrote a few things about that. I won't do those now, but a few things about Manchester. Manchester has changed over the years. When I was a kid, there'd be someone, an unfortunate person at the side of the road, saying, "Can you spare the price of a cup of tea?" And now you see them, and they're there saying, "Could you spare the price of a Birra Moretti, a hot towel shave and a tattoo?" So they're getting a bit more demanding. And this one is about the symbol of Manchester and the work of Manchester, the Manchester bee. I love bees, hate wasps, been badly stung twice. Not wasps, wives. Anyway, this is... Sorry. Don't tell her I said that. Manchester bee. The sign of graft to you and me, of passion and of unity. All around it's there to see, Manchester's iconic bee. Reflecting thoughts of yesteryear, deflecting hardships, pain and fear, embracing one and all to be, the all-inspiring worker bee. On walls and waste bins, buildings too, Manchester courage shining through. Because we cope through thick and thin, it's even tattooed on our skin. Help drive in that you desire by bringing fire that will inspire. Look round the city and you'll see the product of that northern bee. Community that's filled with pride, determined mind set well inside, encompassing all old and new, the Manchester bee and me and you. Thank you. And this one's again about that time when there was that the event at the arena, and I wrote this the year after. And it wasn't just about the arena, it was about how people get grief in their life and get horrendous things that happen. And everyone's with you when that happens. But as time goes on, things might change. And yeah, that was heartbreaking. And so I wrote this a year after that. And it's called Never Forget. This can concern a person as well who's lost some. When hardships come, and all can help, support and aid are there, and all are one, and love shines through, and everyone will care. The world will watch and grieve along, help endure the time. But time moves on, and priorities are often redefined. So months go by, and the flowers cleared as people come and go, and little more is left to tell, nothing now to show. But still the lives, and still the loss, and still the tears and pain, and still the image clearly there. Forever will remain. Never forget. Okay, still sort of on the theme of Manchester. Coffee shops, they've changed. You used to put a spoonful of coffee in, boiling water. Simple. Do you want milk or not? Anyway, it's changed. I went to a place in Manchester. It's not any of them. I said, could I have a coffee, please? He said, do you want a skinny latte or a mocha with some flakes or a black Americano? Goes very well with cakes. Or maybe a flat white with milk and some cream. We could add some vanilla and make it a dream. You ain't seen nothing till you've had a macchiato or sat back chilling with a fresh-made ristretto. You could try a macchiato, it's a bit of a mixture. A barista's cocktail would paint a good picture. Or a steaming cortado to satisfy the thirst. Or maybe espresso to give you a burst. You can't beat cappuccino, I'm sure you'll agree. No, stop! Bring me a cup of tea. There's Earl Grey or jasmine, Darjeeling or mint. There's apple that's flavoured with spice, just a hint. Ceylon orange pekoe or red velvet crush. English rose, lychee, vanilla honey bush. Just some suggestions of something you might try. Forget it, mate. Only Ken's use the free Wi-Fi. This is a poem for Kate Moss. I dreamed last night that I lay by your smiling face, and when I woke up this morning, restraining order was still in place. This is also on the theme of love. This was a sort of a brief sort of brief encounter, but it's nice. It's called Giving. Not supposed to giggle at this. I gave you a glance, you gave me a grin. I wanted to touch your silky smooth skin. I gave you my number, you passed me your card. I made a suggestion, you caught me off guard. I gave you a wink, you gave me a smile. I gave you an inch, you wanted a mile. I gave you a kiss, you turned on the light. I gave you my body, you gave me all night. I gave you affection, you held me real close. I gave you devotion, you gave me a dose. My girlfriend said, you're a bit of a teaser, be impulsive, take me now here over the freezer. And I did, we made love like never before. Well, now I'm not allowed in Asda anymore. Okay, I've just got to get serious a little bit on this one. I read in a paper that 449 homeless people died on the streets last year. 449, that's... Anyway, this is called Don't Turn Away. 449 homeless deaths in the past year. Who really cares about it? Who sheds a tear? When does this hit the headlines of the news on TV? Doesn't, because there's a royal baby to see. Let's turn around and pretend it's all gone away. Let's don't worry about homeless or the needy today. Let's drop it to the bottom of the priority list. They were probably druggies, they were probably pissed. It's the side of society we don't want to see. It's not my problem, it don't concern me. I don't know these people out there on the street with nowhere to live and nothing to eat. But it can't be like this. It can't stay this way. There has to be something done now, right away. Because all of the feeling that they can display is to sit on the street there and just hope and pray. It's no life, just a struggle, a never-ending fight. The best they can hope for is to get through this night. So tell your blind politicians and councils to act, because 449 deaths is a disgusting fact. Stop turning away now and hope they come through. But for the grace of God, it could be me or you. Thank you. Right, this is about another real person, someone from Manchester who, that's her, Piccadilly Lily, they call her. And this is all about her. She provides services in the Piccadilly area. I think I need the specs for this one. Piccadilly Lily, Piccadilly Lily. She drives men silly around the streets of Piccadilly. She offers favours, she calls them dates. She's special rates for certain mates. Her past was bleak, her future's stark, but she gives good service around the back of Primark. From early January to the end of December, she's always on call for a quick knee trembler. She works in the sunshine, she works in the rain. She always says, thank you, please come again. She has a little menu where everything's priced with special discount if you manage it twice. Just read through the options, find your fave and pick it. You get the best value if you book a season ticket. She makes things rise, she makes things hard. And when she leaves, she stamps your loyalty card. She's a business lady and good with businessmen. She's even applied to go on Dragon's Den. Piccadilly Lily. She's an exponent of the genre, a mistress of the art. If you're on the local marathon, she'll give you a head start. She's a sight to be seen, a challenge to be met. She could even make Prince Andrew sweat. Take her out to dinner, take her out to eat, take her up the back street for a very special treat. She'll have you over starters, she'll have you over mains. The sweetheart of the courses, she never complains. Piccadilly Lily. She'll give encouragement to clients if they're nervous. She's been described as the 4th emergency service. She's the real sex queen of the northern scene. She's still got it, she's no has-been. She's out on the street in all kinds of weather. Her legs are like winter and summer, never together. Piccadilly Lily. She doesn't go for small talk, she thinks there's nothing in it. Besides, you're better off as she charges by the minute. Around the university is the best place to be, with student special offer, buy one, get one free. Yes, Piccadilly Lily is the girl that you must see. You'll get a right good sorting and a painful STD. And this one's about someone else that I love. There she is, Mona Lisa. A bit weird loving a painting, isn't it, really? Beggars can't be choosers. Mona Lisa is such a pleaser, what a teaser you seem. You are iconic, laid back, laconic, a veritable tonic, a dream. An image of mystery, of legend, art, history. For your smile, people file by the mile. They want to see you, imagine to be you, to care and to stare for a while. You are static on the wall, enigmatic and all, vulnerable and neglected. And as people file by, all they can cry is it's smaller than I expected. You do. You're so highbrow, yet with no eyebrow. No facial hair at all. If we could just move to my house from the Louvre, I would screw you to my wall. My mind will wander like Gioconda, my idol, my lover, my woman. Yes, tourist snigger said they thought you'd be bigger, and that's something we have in common. I like art. Lowry, he was popular. He always drew a big crowd. Franz Hals, he had a very cavalier attitude to painting. Intellectual stuff coming out now. Okay, I think my mate Rick's going to join us for this one. Thank you, dear. Thank you. This is about people who have a hard time with abuse, whether it's verbal, sexual, physical. It's called A Baby Cries. There are damp and dirty grey walls in a squalid 2 up, 2 down, where existence is more than living, and the end of the world is in town. There isn't a bright side to look on, thinks the mother behind tear-filled eyes, as the pounds and the bills don't balance, and a little baby cries. Where a family of 6 don't fit, but survive on day to day, and the shouting and fights go on and the blame can't be taken away, and the husband's drunken stories she reads between the lies, but it doesn't stop the beatings, and another baby cries. The paint flakes off the walls like their hope that is crumbling away. Have another smoke and a quick shot, it'll help get you through the day. And the ashtray on the kitchen table piled up flows over the sides, and the air is as thick as Victorian smog, and another baby cries. Pressure on the overworked mother is constantly on her shoulder, and the lines of hardship on her face make her look 20 years older. And what once passed for affection, she quickly grows to despise, as she grits her teeth and shuts her eyes, and another baby cries. And the doom and gloom that fill the room reflects on the attitude there. There's a constant feeling of hopelessness, desperation in the air, but sheer grim determination and a need of compromise are all that keep her going now, as another baby cries. Thank you. A couple of times weren't on the script, Terry, so there won't be nothing for these. This is a children's poem. I thought I'd get into the children's poem. Children's authors do well, so I thought I'd try it with poems. Any children in? Okay, this is to reassure children because we give children a lot of bull about life. We try to frighten children. So this is sort of putting the balance right. It's called Don't Worry Kids. Don't worry about the bogeyman because everybody knows he's made up by your parents to keep you on your toes. Don't worry about ghosts, apparitions and spooks because they aren't real, just in films and in books. Don't worry about monsters under your bed. There are none. It's all just in your head. Don't worry about Dracula, vampires and ghouls. They come from the imagination of fools. Don't worry about aliens and Daleks from space. They're just on TV. They're not in your place. King Kong, Godzilla, add them to the list. No problem either, because they don't exist. Don't worry about these. They're all just pretenders. Save your worries for paedophiles and sex offenders. Rupert the bear. Children love him, but do beware. He's still a bear. Remember that. He'll tear your face off at the drop of a hat. This one's a late insertion. We love a late insertion. It's called Harry and Meg. I've forgotten the names already. Harry and Meghan. No more Royal Highness, no more royal trips. Prince Harry and his lovely wife just pissed on their chips. He made his bed, must lie on it. With Meghan, that's not hard. However much sex compensates, he's lost his royalty card. Times are changing quickly for Harry and his spouse. They've already seen the last of the inside of Buckhouse. No more cooks and butlers, valets there on call. All back to Eastern Europe, deported one and all. No more staff in waiting to rub sunblock on his head. He'll have to do like others, burn and just turn red. He needs to be more careful now when he goes out getting pissed. He'll have to foot the bill himself, there's no more civil list. The paparazzi will stop royal respect and photograph Meghan's boobs. And they won't call him Prince anymore, they'll call him Ginger Pubes. He'll be starting all over again with his young Yankee belle. He should get some help from his dad and some from Charles as well. So will it now be heaven, or have they entered hell? It's all down to them now, and only time will tell. So maybe Harry will return when people start to scoff, and Meghan retakes Hollywood when the novelty wears off. Meghan. You think she will? Of course she will. Okay, this one is about things I've just never got around to doing. Also, people do bucket lists and all that. I've never really done that, but I've noticed that there are a lot of things I've never done. Whether I want to do them or not, I don't know. But I haven't. And it's called I've Never Slept with Kate Moss. Just give me a minute. I've never run through wheat fields like the reckless Mrs. May. Never left my country in a state of disarray. I never went to uni, I wasn't quite that big. Never went to Eton or been intimate with a pig. I've never been to Grimsby. Why go somewhere that starts with Grim? As for going to Cockermouth, the chances are slim. Forget Scunthorpe. I've never ordered quinoa or hummus or other dips. I'd rather play it safe with good old fish and chips. I've never had a Jaeger bomb. Never ever drunk a shot. I've never taken Class A drugs and hardly any pot. I've never eaten tripe or cow heel, offal or sheep's eyes. Having said that, it's possible because I have had Hollands meat pies. I've never seen the skyline of Manhattan from the Hudson after dark. Never walked through the snow at Christmas in Central Park. I've never thought to climb a mountain just because it's there, or jump out of an aeroplane and plummet through the air. I've never been to a Turkish barber where they all come out the same, with a series #1 cut as the name of the barber's game. I've never been to the USA, I've never called women chicks. I've never sat on a Harley D or driven Route 66. I've never seen springtime in Paris. I've seen the Eiffel Tower. I've seen the one in Blackpool under a heavy shower. I've never driven a fast car around a racing track. Never been to Ireland and revelled in the crack. I've never seen The Godfather, Casablanca or Citizen Kane. I've seen Debbie Does Dallas time and time again. I've never dined out on expense account lunch. I've never met a UKIP I didn't want to punch. I've never danced in moonlight under sexy skies in Greece. I've had a romp on a Southport beach and got sand in every crease. I'm not in the Mile High Club. It's just never come about. Still, there's lots more flights to do yet. Not yet ruled it out. So I'm going to make a great big list of all the things I want to do. And second on the list would be Kate Moss. Right at the top would be you. Thank you. He split his time between the Arctic and Antarctic. He preferred whichever was colder. His friends thought him quite odd. Doctor diagnosed bipolar. Okay, we're getting close. This one is, as I mentioned before, that I'm from, or I live in Ramsbottom. And as Rick said, we were at the Cavern in Liverpool the other day. And I did this because of the response you get when you say that you're from Ramsbottom. They go, Ramsbottom, really? You're like, yes, I do live there. Thank you. I thought there must be worse place names than Ramsbottom. That's one. So I did a bit of research. Oh, there are. Oh. Okay, so this is all about the research I did. I found out that Ramsbottom wasn't the worst named place in the world, or in Britain. Not every town has idyllic names that sound like parts of heaven. There's Great Cockup at Licky End and Crapstone down in Devon. There's Little Bushy, Sandy Balls and Horniman in Kent, Shislingthorpe in Yorkshire, or even Cum in Gwent. Take a look at Knob End, where you're more than just a number, or get yourself out east coast to fudge pack up on Humber. Take a trip to Dorset, the place is named from hell. There's Shitterton and Scratchy Bottom, the town of Shags as well. There's lots of places to go and stroll around villages, towns and parks. There's a Dick's Mount, Cockshot, Brown Willie, Snatch Up and Fanny Barks. If that's not enough, try Rimswell, Toss Side and Titty Hole. If you take a trip up a shoot, be careful how you go. You may like Happy Bottom, or Willie or Bell End. Personally, I enjoyed Lickamore with a very special friend. It's just as bad in Scotland with Broken Wind and Fannyfield. Backside, Dick Court and Tarty, they're the real deal. So just be happy with where you live, in your big house or your flat. Because you could live up in the Orkneys, in a little town called... Do you know, I've not had 100 people shout twat at me since I was in school. Thank you very much for that. Some months ago, and we're at the end of the night now, this is the last one. Some months ago, I met a new famous musician called Aziz Ibrahim. You may know him, he was a guitarist in the Simply Red, and he took over in Stone Roses after his squire left. He writes and plays with Paul Weller, Ian Brown tours and writes and plays with him. And he wrote this piece of music, it's like a classical piece, a wonderful piece of music. And he asked me if I'd put words to it, which I did, and we performed it together and it was great. And I asked him, could I borrow that piece of music to do tonight and play? And he said, yeah, of course you can. He said, why don't I come down and do it with you? So, would you please welcome Aziz? It's called You Are Unique. We're all different, with a purpose to seek. What we are is original, completely unique. We've individual aims, how our feelings are fired. It's all there within, it's the way we are wired. This is all down to you, you've a reason to be. You've a life to live, a world to see. There are people to meet, friends that you'll make, battles you'll win, but also mistakes. What's it about? Taking your turn, taking your chances, and that's how you learn. Feel the need, not the greed, and embrace all you see. Make things happen, let challenges be. Observe but don't judge. Look through and beyond. Reach and respect, react and respond. Environment, breeding, background and class. These things will make you when all are amassed. Past the facade and colour of skin. See with no prejudice a place to begin. Tests and temptations are dropped at your door. Pressures and pitfalls will mess you up more. Shame your present, map out your course, and head for the future from a solid built source. Some will aim low, some for the stars. Some will get lost between Venus and Mars. You'll find your way via goals that you make and seeing them through at the moment you take. Look for the positive, life has no sequel. Ignore the negative, treat all as equal. While aiming your dreams, don't look too high. Take opportunities as they come by. Be true to yourself, be honest, be strong. Don't be afraid to admit that you're wrong. You set the standards how your life should go, the thoughts and ideals that only you know. So how things turn out, you can only sense it. You can't see the future, but you can influence it. So take all your plans, your hopes and ideals, and work all you might until you feel they're real. Remember, success isn't there on a plate. It's all down to your work. Don't leave it to fate. Don't follow the crowd. Don't ever make do. Live life your way. Let the crowd follow you. As is, bring it to Dylan. As is. As is playing at the Brook in Ramsbottom on the 28th of June with his band. 28th of June, that's a Saturday night, as is with his band, Total Chaos they're called. Please, will you join me in thanking Rick Lucas, Steve Dunley, as is Abraham, Linda Jennings. You've been fantastic. Let's go over there in the two tubs after you bought all the merchandise. Thanks very much. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, take a bow. Rick, where are you? Thank you very much. Thank you. Two tubs. Let's do it.